LTMs, or as normies would call them, limited time modes, used to reign supreme on Fortnite Battle Royale. Fortnite introduced LTMs as early as Season 1 with the first iteration of 50v50. This was obviously a hit, undoubtedly one of the best game modes to ever lay hands on the game. Pretty self-explanatory, 50 players versus 50 players, pretty much what BattleBit Remastered would become later on. Then Season 2 onwards, we got plenty of LTMs that would either come out once in a while, or even better, a weekly rotation. Weekly rotations of LTMs are very healthy for Fortnite. It gives players an incentive to come back to see what game mode is currently available. Solid Gold, Blitz, Sniper Shootout, Close Encounters, Unvaulted, and many more would be fan favorites. Obviously, some of the LTMs we got were mid, and some of them were just straight up ridiculous, but that's what made them fun since they were spin-offs of the original game mode. But then in Season 5, Fortnite had the brilliant idea to replace 50v50 with Team Rumble. In Season 7, Fortnite unironically had a cool idea to release Creative Mode, essentially acting as a Garry's Mod mode, where you can play around with the game's assets, fly around, and all that stuff. Genuinely great idea. But in return, LTMs were extremely rare to see, if not gone. Because Creative Mode essentially made LTMs redundant in this case, since people can make their own game modes, but permanent this time. And with this redundancy, Epic Games or Fortnite has switched their focus onto the creative map makers. Obviously, you had exceptions make their way into the main game, like Wick's Bounty in Season 9, Chapter 1, Mando's Bounty in Chapter 2, Season 5, and even recently in Chapter 5, Season 1, with the Ship It LTM. Before I talk about this, I want to say I am not a map maker. Anyone who publishes a map already has way more experience than I ever will. I am respecting that barrier off the rip. Even if it's a 1v1 box fight map or a practice build map, time is spent on it, and I am not going to diminish that time and effort. At this point, Fortnite is obviously making strides to make creative a Roblox-like alternative. UEFN, or Unreal Editor for Fortnite, released a while ago, which acted as a creative 2.0 for Fortnite. Many new features and possibilities were shown off by Epic Games, and my god does this look insane. When I saw this, I was like, man, I can't wait to see all the maps people make from this. I'm not saying all maps are like this. I guarantee there are plenty of maps that are hidden by the surplus of YouTuber tycoon maps that could potentially be revolutionary for a creative map. But the thing is with these Mr. Beast thumbnails is that these are the only types of maps I see, at least for me. And not every map needs to be groundbreaking. There are maps that exist as warm-ups, like to practice builds, gun game maps to quickly hop in a few gunfights to get you warmed up. I even do this. The series of clips I'm about to show you right now will demonstrate a somewhat large group of the creative map player base, and to be honest, a large portion of the Fortnite player base in general. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Where are you at?
I over here.
Oh, that's really helpful.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Okay, I'm not going to kill you guys.
It's me. It's me. No, it's me.
No, it's me.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids on creative. It's evident to me now that a lot of children see a map with a thumbnail like this and go, which in turn makes for a large amount of players actively on the map, which makes the map creator bank. Honestly, good for them. While the amount of tycoons and simulator games on creative can be a fun and satirical thing to play with friends, Roblox can achieve this but funnier in my opinion. The critiquing of creative maps is a little different from the video that I made about Fortnite content on YouTube, mainly because making a map already requires 10 times more effort than Sam Jam when he makes a video.
So he hires this tiger called Oscar. He's actually a very honest man, but he's very loyal at the same time, and he will do anything.
But when I'm looking at all these maps, I honestly get overwhelmed. Everything looks like they were made by the same exact person, in my opinion, which is super ironic since the point of these previews or thumbnails is to stand out. But since everyone is doing that, the map makers who don't try to stand out actually stand out. While maps can be very well made, it's unfortunate that creative still struggles with the storage problem, which leaves map makers with an inadequate amount of memory to work with. Hence why why anytime map makers want to recreate the Chapter 1 map, or even create their own fully sized Battle Royale map, many assets and features need to be minimized or entirely scrapped, which in turn handicaps the creative ceiling to the point where map makers ultimately have to resort to making experiences confined to a certain degree. And to use creative maps as a dominant replacement for LTMs is a bit ludicrous in my opinion, because I myself, and I'm sure a lot of players, would easily find themselves playing the game often to play LTMs like Blitz, 50v50, and Solid Gold. Tim Sweeney of Epic Games just straight up tweeted this, and while that doesn't confirm anything, it's just like, bring it back, dude. God. The reason why I loved LTMs at least was because it was a twist on the regular Battle Royale experience on the current map that we were on. I'm sure map makers can try to replicate LTMs like Solid Gold by simply giving everyone in the 15-player lobby golden weapons off the rip, but the main thing I want to just vocalize at the end of the day is I feel like LTMs made by Epic should coexist with creative maps made by people who play the game, because Epic Games already has a tab called Made by Epic. Just fill up those slots with old LTMs. I know it's a little hard these days, especially with Chapter 5's new bullet drop system and porting the old weapons over. It's gonna be a huge mess, but I still think they can still pull it off one day. In a few moments, I'd like to end off by reminding you folks what we lost before getting spoiled with unlimited creative maps. But before I cut away to that, I just wanted to thank you all for 4K subscribers. The growth lately has been extraordinary, and I am still giggling and laughing at comments. I take none of this for granted. I will still make terrible videos. Other than that, have a wholesome day and fly away today.